guitars, needles, and cranes. The bird, not the mechanical device that lifts things up in the air. Those are the three movements, the three forms, the three postures, the three positions. Pick your name that we're going to be examining in detail in today's beginner Tai Chi class. Hi, I'm Jack Godfrey, and this is Beginner Tai Chi. I provide videos, 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Intermediate Qigong. Wednesday, Beginner Qigong. And on Friday, Beginner Tai Chi, which is today's class. And on Saturday, I do a live class on Zoom for Beginner Qigong, and usually a little bit of Beginner Tai Chi as well. If you'd like to take part in that particular live class, send an email to jack.godfrey49@gmail.com and I'll add you to the distribution list for the invite. So today's 3 postures that we're going to focus on. White crane spreads wings, appears fairly early in the series. The second one is play the lute, also known as play the guitar, play the papa. It appears in the early middle of the Yang style 24 form. And the last one we're going to look at needle to sea bottom, and it appears near the end of the form, of the 24 form. And each of these we're going to be doing repetitively, so that we have a chance to practice it and get it stuck in our head. And now, let's get on with today's class. We're going to start with some warm-up movements to begin with, and then we'll move into those 3 focus postures: cranes, needles, and guitars. So cranes, needles, and guitars. Those 3 we're going to be looking at today, but to begin with, we want to make sure our muscles are well limbered and ready for these various movements. So let's begin with some warm-up. So our hands are wet. Shake the water off our hands. So you get the elbows, the wrists, and the shoulders going. And so you want the shoulders to move up and down. So up towards the ears, then down the back. And let the hands turn from side to side. So it's shaking the water or letting the hands hang down. And then we add in the knees, the hips, and the ankles. And then we give a twist and look over the shoulder. Good turn for the spine. So this is shaking the 9 gates. Inhale here. And then exhale. We twist and we look over the shoulder. Inhaling. And exhale. So inhale at the front, and then exhale. We look over the side. We come back to the front, and we'll do once more on each side. And we come back to the front. We should have some tingling going on in the hands and a bit of color in the palms as well. Now the next one we're going to work on is dragon's back, turtle back. Standing on a boat is the actual name, but what we're looking to do is stretch the front of the body. So this is a dragon's back. And then stretch the back of the body. This is a turtle back. So standing on a boat. So bring the weight into the toes, a small triangle. We lift the arms, we lift the chin, we lift the ribs. And then exhale, put the weight in the heels. Large triangle. We stretch the back. So inhale and exhale. Inhale, we come up, and exhale, we come on down. And we'll do one more of these. All right. Now, the next one we're going to do is involve some side-to-side movement here. So we want to move into our stacking of the bones stance. So stack of bones, make a stack of bones here. So the shoulder, the ribs, the hip, the ankle, all one above the other. This knee's bent, so we're sort of sinking down into this foot. And this leg is straight. Now we come over here and we stack the bones on this side. So the knee is bent, the ankle, the hip, the ribs, the shoulder, all one above the other. And now we move from side to side. So put weight in the heel. Let the hips turn a little bit so I'm facing this way. Shift the weight into the toes. Now the hips are facing here. Push with the toes. Land in the heel. And now I'm looking this way. Shift to the weight into the toes. Push. Land in the heels. We shift, we push, and we come over here. So this is moving from side to side. In Tai Chi, the movements start from the feet. So you push with the feet, you shift the weight from one foot to another, from the toes to the heels, and then you cause the hips to move in a direction, and then the torso turns because of the hips, and then we do something interesting with the arms. So for example, this is Red Dragon plays with the ball. We're holding a ball here to the side. The leg that's got the weight, that hand's on top. Shift into the toes, push. The weight is equal, the ball's in the middle. Land in the heels, the weight's on this leg now. The ball rises up. The leg that's got the weight, that arm's on top. Shift into the toes. We come over here. So the ball rolls down the valley wall, across the valley floor, and rises up the other valley wall. The dragon gives a ball a boot, and it continues across the valley and up the wall, rolls back down, comes across the valley floor and gets kicked again by the dragon, and it rolls up and down. And we watch the ball as it goes from side to side. So we'll do one more cycle here. All right, I forgot to stop. So here we are here. Now, let's come back to our narrow stance. So white crane spreads wings. This is a fairly stationary movement. This is a fairly stationary movement. Others, for example, brush knee, we're stepping forward and doing something. With this one, we're pretty much standing still. So we're going to focus on the arms to begin with, and then we'll come back to the legs. So white crane spreads wings follows shear the horse's mane. So we're here like so. So we got right leg forward, right hand is high, and the back leg is back, and that hand is low. And so from there, we're going to move into white crane spreads wings. So hold a ball on my left side. So you hold a ball here. All the weight's on this leg, so this hand's on top. We shift the weight. Now bring the bottom hand up to about chin high. Now take the top hand which sank down. Turn the palm over. So this hand is now palm up. The hand that's in front of my chin, turn the palm down. Now the bottom hand comes up, like so. And then we continue up. Bring this hand high. Now all the weight's on this leg. The other hand comes down. And we're here like this. This is white crane spreads wings. And then the Muppets come back from space, and we hold the ball here. Now there's a story. Stories help us to remember how to do these individual movements. So this is the Muppets go to space. So all the weight on this leg this time. Hold the ball. Leg's got the weight, that arm's on top. Shift the weight so we're in the center. Weight equal on both feet. Bring the bottom hand up. So this is bringing the stage up, setting the stage up. So this is the Muppets are going to go on stage. This hand is palm down. Turn it palm up. Now I can see the Muppets. There's 4 of them, well 5 of them if you count the thumb. And then you bring that hand up. You bring the Muppets up on stage. And here they are doing their play, doing whatever they're doing. And when they're done, the Muppets go off into space. And so they blast off and they come up. And the stage sinks down at the same time the Muppets come up into space. You shift all the weight onto this leg. We lift up, we lengthen. So there's very little weight on the other leg. Now the arms are bent. The top hand, the arm is bent towards the center line of the body. And the bottom hand, this guy, the arm is bent as well, and it's coming in towards the hips. This hand, the palm faces back. This hand, the palm faces forward. There's very little weight on this leg. And now we come back to the center and we come on down and we hold the ball. We turn the ball over. We come back over here. So we set the stage up, palm down. Turn the Muppets over, palm up. The Muppets come up on stage. They go up into space. The stage falls down. The weight shifts to this leg this time. And this arm is high, this arm is low. So typically the arm that's high, that leg has the weight. In this case, for certain. Now, the Muppets come back from space and we hold the ball. So which leg has the weight? This one. This arm's on top. Bottom hand comes up. Set up the stage for the Muppets. Wake the Muppets up. Turn them over so they're face up. Bring the Muppets up on stage. Take them up into heaven. And we lift, we lengthen. So you're lengthening the torso here, creating space in the abdomen. And we hang out here, so there's no weight on this foot. It's just the toes. And now we come down. We hold the ball. We come here. We turn, set up the stage. Bring the Muppets up on stage. Take them up into space. So that's the arm movements for the Muppets go to space. But really it's known as white crane spreads wings. Now what's happening as well is the weight is shifting from side to side. However, when we're doing this in the sequence itself, when we're working forward, so for this one, we're here and we brush knee. Sorry, nope, that's later. Let's play the lute. So we just finished and the weight's on the front leg and the back leg's back. So now we're focusing on the feet here. So what happens is we do a transition step. It's a half step. So you bring the back foot forward. So we're back here. We're in a task walking, C-stepping stance. This leg forward, this one back. And now you take a half step up. So the toes are roughly in line with the heel. We set up the stage. We wake up the Muppets. We bring the Muppets up on stage. We shift all the weight into that back leg and we take the weight off this front foot. So we have just the toes touching the floor here. So we were here. We take that half step, shift all the weight into that back foot, lift the heel. So this is called false step, empty stance, where the toes are just touching the ground. So this is, it's a tentative one. So we're putting the weight forward. We're shifting this foot forward, but the heel's not touching. It's just the toes here, and there's very little weight. So all the weight's in the back foot. False step, cat's paw, has many different names, and we end up here. All the weight on this leg, and very little, if any, weight on the other leg at all. And then you'd bring this foot back. We'd come over here. We'd hold the ball. We'd come like so. And now we're here. to add the foot to this, you'd now take all the weights on this leg because that arm is high. We put this foot forward with no weight on it. And now to move to the opposite side, draw this foot back. Bring the Muppets back from space. Hold the ball on this side. So this leg has all the weight. We come over here. This hand rises up. Set up the stage. Bring the Muppets up on stage. We come here. And we shift this leg forward with just the ball of the foot touching the floor. Again, no weight on this leg. The arms are bent, bringing the hands towards the center line of the body. The ribs are lifted. The chin is lifted. We're staring off into the horizon. Now bring the leg that has no weight, the cat's paw, the false stance. We bring the foot back. The Muppets come back. We hold the ball. We come this way to set up the stage. Bring the Muppets up on stage. And we're here. And again, no weight in this leg. So we bring it forward in that empty stance. And now we come back and we bring the Muppets back. We hold the ball, put the hand on top. We come across, bring the hand up, set up the stage. So it's about shoulder height, more or less. Turn the other hand, palm up, come up past the hand. So this is the Muppets on stage bit. And then they continue up into space while the stage sinks down. Lift the ribs, lengthen the spine, all the weights on the leg that has the arm high. The other one steps forward in that false stance. No weight on that leg. A tentative step. Am I going to step forward or not? And now we bring that foot back, and we bring the hand down, and we hold the ball. Shift the weight. So now all the weight's on this leg. Bring the hand up about chin high. Turn it palm down. Turn the other hand palm up. We come up into space. And now you do that false step. Bring the foot back. Bring the hand down. And we hold the ball. So this is the last one we'll do. So we're here. We come here. And we go up. And we have that false step going on where we're reaching forward and going, am I actually going to take this step or not? I can pull it back if I need to because all the weight's still in this leg. And there we go. White crane spreads wings. Muppets go to space. It's also known as Big Bird says bye. So there you go. Many names to remember this particular movement by, and that the Muppets go up into space. All right, next one is needle to sea bottom. So for this one, again, we have a false step involved in this. And so to begin with, needle to sea bottom, we're going to be bending over and reaching down to the ground. Important part here is when we bend over, you want to protect your back. So just to have a look at it from the side, we start with the hands up here, as if we were brushing knee. But we're going to be bent over here. So all the weight's on this leg because that arm's high. This hand's around about the elbow. So we step forward with that empty stance, that false step. And now we bend forward. You bring weight into that front leg now. Sink the hips, but keep the torso long. Keep the ribs lifted. We come down. We sweep past the foot. So the torso stays strong here. We grab the needle from the sea bottom. We bring it up, and the other hand follows and comes around about the elbow. So we're back into that empty stance. Now bring the foot back. Bring the hands across, and we'll look at it from the other side. So legs got all the weight. This guy, that hand is high. This one's round about the elbow. Step forward with that empty stance, so there's no weight on this foot. And then we shift the weight forward. Put the hips back. Pull the belly button in. Keep the torso long and strong. Sweep past that front foot. Reach down. Grab the needle from the C bottom. We bring it up and we step back. So that's a look from the side. Now let's have a look straight on. Put all the weight over here. The hand up high. So the legs get all the weight, that arm is high. The other one's sort of around the elbow. We step forward with that false stance. We take the hips back, pull the belly button in, keep the ribs lifted. We want to keep a dragon's back here in the back. We fold forward, brush past the foot, reach for that needle at the C bottom. We grab the needle, we bring it up, and you bring that front foot back. And now, shift the weight to the other side. We're here, needle to C bottom. Step forward, with the toes. And then as we lower the hips, as we bend over, put some weight on that front leg. Sweep past that front leg. Grab the needle and bring it on up high. Now, there's a story to go with this one as well. Put all the weight over here. We're reaching up high. We reach forward. Sink back. Now this hand sweeps the seaweed out of the way so that we can see the needle on the C bottom. So that we can see the needle on the C bottom, and then we step back and we hold the needle up high. We come over to this side. Come forward. Bending low. Remember that strong back, so a dragon's back here. Sweep the seaweed away, find the needle. We bring it up high, and we bring the foot back, and we have equal weight in both feet. And now, we come over to the other side. Step forward, put weight in that front foot. Sink, lower the hips down. Keep the torso long and strong. Sweep the seaweed out of the way. Grab the needle. We come on up, and the other hand's around about the elbow. So let's look at it from the side. So we're here. All the weight's in the leg that has the hand high. We step forward with that false stance. And then we shift weight into that foot as we bend down. Sweep the needle, sweep the seaweed out of the way. There's the needle. Hold the needle up high. Step back. Change hands. And now, step forward with that false stance. Sink down. Weight comes into that front foot. Sweep past the foot. We grab the needle and we hold it up high. Step back. And now we shift the weight to the left leg. Left hand is high. Step forward, that false stance. Sink. Put weight in that front foot now. Sweep the seaweed out of the way. There's the needle. Grab the needle and we come up high. All right, we'll do one more on both sides, facing forward. Needle to C bottom. We hold this hand up high. We have that empty stance going on to begin with. So you bring the right foot forward. There's no weight in this foot yet. Now, bend the left leg. Sink down. Keep that torso long and strong again. We reach for the needle. We come up high. We hold. And we step back. Now we move to the other side. So the hand setup is much like brush knee. So we're here. Legs get all the weight. That hand's up by the ear, by the head. The other hand around about by the elbow. Step forward. Little weight there to begin with. As we sink down, sweep past the foot. Move the seaweed out of the way. Grab the needle and hold it up high. step back. Needle to see bottom. The last one we're going to look at is play the lute, play the guitar, play the papa. It all has to do with playing some sort of stringed instruments. Play the lute. The lute is a small harp, about so. And so what we're doing is we have our hands here as if we're playing the strings on that lute. And there's a little bit of movement with the feet, but like all the other ones here, this is more a static form than brush knee or repulse the monkey, those sort, and the shear the horse's mane. They all involve moving around the room. These three are pretty stationary. There's a little bit of movement going on with the feet. So here we go. Play the lute. So put all the weight in this leg. We bring this foot forward, and it's in what's called 7-star stance. Let's have a look at it from the side. So we're here. This foot is turned to the side a little bit. We put all the weight on this foot, and we come forward. You bring the heel down. So again, there's only a little bit of weight on this. And we sink into the back hip a little bit. This knee is bent, so it's not straight. You never lock your knees. They're always bent in some fashion. So this is 7-star stance. And then the hands are like so. So this is playing the lute. The leg that's forward, that arm is high. The leg that's back and got most of the weight, in this case, that hand is low. And then, of course, we do the other side. So you bring this guy forward, 7-star stance, sink a little bit, leg that's forward, that arm's high, the other arm's low, around about the elbow, more or less. And the joint is open here, and we're looking into the distance. So let's focus first of all on getting the feet set up. So this foot is turned and pointed a little bit off to the side. We shift weight onto this foot. We bring the back foot forward, and we land with the heel. So it's a bit of a C-step going on here, but we're not going in any great distance. We're actually stopping right here. So all the weight's on the back foot. Lower the hips down. The leg that's forward, that arm is high, the other arm is low. Now, the other leg coming forward. So we have this foot turned to the side a little bit, and we do that C-step. We land with the heel, keep the toes lifted. Shift the hips back a little bit so the weight stays in this back leg. The hand is high, the other hand's underneath, and we're looking off into the distance. Let's look at it from the side. The left leg, the one furthest away from you, is pointing off to the side a little bit. We put all the weight on that leg. We do a C-step. And we come forward only a small amount, and the toes stay lifted. We sink into that back foot, and we're here like so. Leg that's forward, that arm is high, the other arm is here. The joint is open, and the palms are facing towards the center line of the body. And we're looking off into the distance. So the high hand is about chin high. The other hand is around about the elbow. Let's look at it from the other side. We put some weight in the foot, we step forward, but we land on the heels and we keep the toes lifted because we're not committing, we're not moving forward. We're staying still, we're staying in this back leg. We sink, we bring the hands up like so. This enables us, if we need to step back. So all the weight's still back here. We haven't committed to this front leg. We're not doing this. We're staying here. And now we'll do it going forward. So we're here, and we're here. Now let's see what it looks like if we actually do take some steps across our space here. So this foot's pointing off to the side. We put all the weight here. We step forward, we sink. So we're here. And now we come up turn the foot a little bit, and we step forward with this guy. Now the leg that's forward, that arm is high. Come up, shift the weight. This hand comes down, we come here, and we're here like so. So leg that's forward, that arm is high. Put weight on that front foot. So now the hands change places, and we're here like so. I might have room for one more step. Let's see. Just barely. Let's go the other way. So we're here. We step forward. Leg that's forward. That arm is high. The other arm is low. Now, commit to that front foot. The front hand, the high hand comes down. The other hand comes up as we step forward. All the weight's in this back leg. Now commit. Change hands. Step. And then shift the weight. Might have room for one more before I get buried in the tree. And last one. There we go. Play the lute, play the guitar, play the papa. So, 3 somewhat stationary movements in the Yang style 24 form of Tai Chi. White crane spreads wings. Needle to see bottom. And play the lute. Pretty much not much movement going around, just initial setup of the feet and then move the body and the arms, and we hang out. So that's beginner Tai Chi for today. See you again next time.